Good morning, friends. It's Cindy Wabi, and I am marking myself present for Monday School. Several years ago, a long time ago, when I was a young business owner, maybe like 20 years old, I was attending a women's conference, and an older lady was sitting next to me, and she said, "You know, dear, you can have it all. You just can't have it all at once." And you know, in retrospect, 40 some years later, she's absolutely right. What I would also like to add on is that you maybe can do it all, you just can't do it all at once either. And I wish that that was a lesson that I had been able to wrap my head around earlier on in my life. You know, every time we get a new project or I sign on for something new, it goes on a clipboard. I'm a clipboard girl. And so when I get a project or a new job, or I've volunteered for something, I create a clipboard, and the clipboard goes on the wall. And pretty soon, invariably what happens is that when that wall fills up, we move into the hallway, and I've got no available wall space in pretty short order because I say yes to a lot of things, because I'm a project girl and I'm a high capacity person, and I love to get involved in things and say yes to all sorts of stuff. But every time you say yes to one thing, you say no to something else, and it's always a trade-off. And you quickly find yourself, particularly if you're a woman, you can really quickly find yourself in that place where you're in over your head. How did I sign on for this? How did I get roped into this? Why did I say I would do this? Well, it's because you raised your hand, okay? And once a long time ago, my dad brought me a little book. He left it on my dining room table one day, and I came home, and it was Meditations for Women Who Do Too Much. And I was just a little teeny bit insulted because, you know, I was knocking it out of the park. I was probably in my late 20s. I was a single mom with 2 little girls. I had a great career. I was rocking it and knocking it out of the park. And, you know, we live in a society where we reward achievement. We reward going above and beyond. We say, "Atta girl," and "nice work," and "I knew you could do it." My eyes are really watering this morning. And, you know, we put a priority on excellence and pursuing excellence. And so this idea of being an overachiever is kind of a mixed message that we send, particularly to women. And so I was just a little put off that my dad, who was my chief cheerleader and who had told me all my life, the sky's the limit, go for it, you can do it, was perhaps suggesting that I was doing too much. I'm 64 years old, and I can tell you today that I've spent a lot of time doing too much, saying yes to too much and no, not enough. And the biggest lesson, I think, of my later years has been trying to find where that balance was, because when you say yes to too much, it costs you. It costs you in terms of precious time with people you love. It costs you quite often in your health, and it can also cost you in your relationships. And so the lesson of my life that I will probably work on mastering for the rest of my life is that as a woman who gleefully does too much, because I can, you know, I have to always check myself and say, just because I can doesn't mean I should. And no is a complete sentence. You know, you can just say no to one thing and know that in the saying of that no, you are saying yes to more free time, more time with your husband, more time with your children, more time to putter and putz in the garden, more time for reflection. But the greatest stressors of my life, and if you're a woman like me and you were honest about it, probably yours as well, probably 50% of the stressors in my life have come because I have said yes too quickly and no not soon enough. So my Monday lesson for you today is to look at your life and your schedule and what you are filling your time with, and ask yourself, just because I can, should I? Am I really the best person to do this? Is this right for me at this time? And the other piece of that is that no is a complete sentence. Life is short, and it gets shorter every day. And I don't care what age you're at, now is a good time to start lightening your load. Have a great week. Bye.